the Resident Voices group was set up approximately 2013. It's made up of a mixture of tenants, homeowners, a broad selection across the Kingdom of Fife. And primarily the role of the Resident Voices is to oversee the services being provided by Fife Housing Group and to identify an area that are maybe falling behind our standards, see if we could maybe improve through investigation, through a series of interviews, information gathering, networking with other social landlords to see if ways we can improve services where they're maybe falling behind their targets. We collate all our information and present that to the board, and they give us their findings. Well, we present our findings and they give us the results. So I've been doing that myself now for about 4 years. Promoted to the chair 3 years back. So we're a tight community, we're a tight group, like to get involved. Well, that's a good one actually, because being a digital champion would suggest that you're really good at something. And championing, in the way I'm thinking, is to encourage others to do what I've been instructed. I would say I fall into the group of needing to know what others take naturally. I'm naive enough, or was naive enough, to think that I don't need to know this stuff. I've lasted 50 odd years without needing to know it. But until you start getting involved in digital IT stuff, the internet and that, it does open up a whole new spectrum of opportunities, if you like. It's known enough to satisfy your own needs on a daily basis. No, you're not going to be an IT expert. You don't need to be an IT expert, but you need to learn the things that you need to learn. And it's an important point actually, because it can become overwhelming. If it's like, and they're talking in digital talk, and I thought, I don't know what that means, but you do learn. Well, to encourage them to learn, but to learn at a pace that they're comfortable with, because, like I was saying before, it can become overwhelming. But if you can maybe focus on one thing, a particular member in the group, like say they maybe got a loved one 100 miles away, and teach them things that they can sort of communicate better with them on a daily basis, if you like. Somebody else might have little issues regarding financing. Well, if you do this, you can save money, you can do that. But it's honing in on that. So if you're talking a general term about, the internet's great, it's spectacular, you can do this, this and this, it's just like too much information, I think. So it's learning what the group, and the demographics of the group have a lot to play in it as well, because I think it's not primarily 50, 60 year olds, it could be people that's just never bothered to look at the things that that are out there, so no, you don't need to know everything, but honing in on an individual's needs is a great tool, I think. It's getting over the fear factor. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's just a bit like, don't overwhelm people with too much information all at once, because through Fife Housing Group, funnily enough, we went to a digital session, IT session last year locally, and a number of the group expressed an interest in attending this, but it became quite clear quite early on that we were all at a different level. So although I was talking to the chap doing the presentation, you could quite clearly see two people were like way above there, and I thought, we're talking basic. So they were behind me, even though at the time I was learning. We're all different, we're all different. And it's tapping into who needs to know what, how much they need to know, and at what level they need to know it. Well, my advice probably is, what is their interest? What do they miss? If it's a family member, if they miss being in, more control of their finances, hone in on that. Don't look at everything. You know, like they're saying, if you have a relative or whatever abroad, you know, FaceTime's a good thing. You know, and once you learn that, you maybe want to learn other things. You know, but concentrate on one thing, I think, at a time. But depending on the individual, obviously, you know, because we'll all learn at different levels. Yeah. But hone in on what your interests are. It might be online shopping. You know, you might think, I want to buy this. Oh, I'll show you how to. You know, no, I'm not sure how to buy it. You know, it's up to you if you want to buy it. But I'll show you the process of what you have to do. Could be music. I like downloading music, things like that. But I mean, yeah, it's tapping in and that's tapping in on what people want. Removing the fear factor, like I was saying. You know, it's not about you're going to be some digital guru that's going to, you know, learn everything in a fortnight. It's not. It's